my actual eyesight is there's a high drive, deep center, go, 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 we're out of here, say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss, and the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons, and this is it for good. The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four. A gold pile on their side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Is it still frozen? No? So as soon as...
All right, let's try that again. I mean, we had a couple technical difficulties to start, but we'll have a little bit of a truncated pregame show instead. I'm Dan Wilkins. We've got our first of two games here this Saturday. First from the Hank Greenberg Field at Shawnee and Audubon. In a big non-conference matchup for both teams, as Shawnee is trying to reverse course and stay on the right path, while Audubon is trying to continue their winning ways. Audubon has won 8 of their last 9, with the only loss being smack dab in the middle to Delsea in the second round of the Diamond Classic. Meanwhile, Shawnee, after a strong start down in Celebration, Florida, they haven't had too much to celebrate about since. Even though they've won back-to-back games versus Burlington Township and Winslow, they had gone on a 3-game skid versus very, very popular and very good Olympic powerhouses, PVI, Morristown, and Eastern. But then they lost to Kingsway in the Coaches versus Cancer, and after being upset at home in the first round of the Diamond Classic, they're looking for a little bit of revenge. They started off the season really well. They started off 6-2, but now they're up to 10-8 under Brian Anderson after just losing having a 22-4 season in 2023. So Shawnee is looking to reverse course. Audubon is looking to stay on their winning ways. Ben Hudson, the career -2 ERA. He's got a under 2 ERA this past 3 seasons for the Renegades, and he's going to try to continue his domination on the hill versus Audubon. Remember, these two teams have squared up a couple times before. Last year it was in Medford, and Shawnee won on a walk-off 4-3. And before then they played in 2018 with a 5-4 win for Shawnee. So in their head-to-head matchups in their career, it's 2-0. But that doesn't mean that anything can't, change course or anything can't change. Obviously, anything can change in any baseball game any day. So we'll see what Audubon can do. They've been bitten before. They lost by 1 in both of their last 2 games against each other. Now they're going to try to flip the script and make something different happen. Audubon's about to take the field, so we'll be right back with starting lineups and first pitch right after this. Joey Slavin, the Holy Family commit, getting the start for the Green Wave here in this lucrative Game 1 of a DWB doubleheader. The Holy Family commit this year has a 6.60 ERA, and he's kind of been Audubon's lab experiment. He throws hard from the lefty side, and the only thing that he's needed to work on is the strike zone. He's had a lot of issues with walks this year, throwing more walks than he has strikeouts. 19 walks, 15 strikeouts on the campaign. And he's going to try to reverse course and make it a little better for himself here versus an Olympic Conference powerhouse in Shawnee. So here is Ahrens to start it off for Shawnee, as fans are starting to file in here on both sides of the diamond. Here for this 11 o'clock start time. We're actually starting 5 minutes early. How about that? It's Tony Carbone's dream. Here's the first pitch. Strike called, and we're underway. Ahrens, the center fielder, getting us started here for the Renegades. Here in this non-conference matchup, as there's another strike, 0-2. 0-2. Ground ball hit sharply to second base. Dempsey is there, and it's in time. Connor Chester, the freshman, takes it in, and there's one away. Let's take a look at that Shawnee Renegade starting lineup brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. It'll be Chris Ahrens in center field. He just got us started. And then it'll be followed up by Pickaninny in right field. Vasello at second base. Danny Scullion behind the plate. One of the top 20 catchers is voted on by fans in South Jersey. Then you've got Mike Pearson at third, batting fifth, with Kowal at the DH spot, with Ben Hudson pitching. Then Alex Tronosky at first base, CJ Gosewicz in left field, and Chase Roberts at short to round out the order. It is 1-1 to Matt Pickaninny. The strike is called, 1-2. Pickaninny batting .269 this year with a .288 slugging percentage, 14 for 52, one extra base hit, and 4 walks. Looked like a bit of a front door slider, and it misses, 2-2. But as we said, Shawnee started their season. Oh, there's strike 3. Slavin with a strikeout of his own. Strikeout number 17 on the campaign, and there's 2 away. So bring up Ritacello here. Ritacello, the senior for Shawnee, across 4 varsity seasons, batting .321 in his career. As they're going to say that's a hit by pitch. Did he get hit? I think he did. Well, now Brian Anderson is coming out. I think they called it a foul ball. Yeah, because the count on the scoreboard reads 0-1. So Brian Anderson coming out now. Both umpires are discussing, and they will call it a hit by pitch. So 2 quick outs and a plunker for Ritacello on the first pitch. Reset the board now for Danny Scullion. Scullion, the senior catcher, with 8 career high school home runs. 4 last year, 1 in his sophomore year, and they're going to call that a hit by pitch. Back-to-back plunkers on the first pitch. We didn't even have a chance for an introduction, but Scullion is hit. And now 2 runners are on, and already Audubon is getting Nick Caladros warming up in the bullpen. This is a little bit of an interesting sight. Usually they have a bit of a longer leash on Joey Slavin, but you can see down there Nick Caladros in the Audubon bullpen already getting started. So now after Scullion's hit by pitch, this brings up the lefty third baseman, Michael Pearson. Pearson takes outside, both runners hold. Running for Scullion at first base is Caden Mayberry, the sophomore. That one is down, and now both runners are going to advance. Zimmer had a problem picking it up, and now Shawnee's got 2 runners on. I just I don't quite understand the logic of throwing a pitcher with a 6.60 ERA in a huge game that you know you lost twice. I mean, who'd you throw out there last year? I think it was McCracken or Caladro, somebody who held him down for a little longer as a fly ball to deep right field. It's gone! Foul ball, never mind. Sorry. From our angle, we thought it was gone, and starting to trot the bases was Pearson, and he gets all the way in between second and third. Bannell actually, like, he signaled foul ball.
Well, at least you're practicing your call.
I was going to say, we haven't seen a home run in a high school game for a while, but he launched that one to right.
The wind was not blowing straight that way, it was a home run. That was going on to the freaking jet.
You said if the wind wasn't going a different way, it'd be a home run.
Yeah, you heard it right there. If the wind wasn't blowing a little bit to our left, so it's kind of a crosswind here, blowing from center field to right field a little bit. A bit of a weird angle, but probably prevented that ball from being a 3-run home run. 3-1 the count. Of course, home runs are no stranger to this ballpark. We saw a couple of them during the Ralph Shaw weekend, excuse me, in April. And Charlie Copsetta had a grand slam versus Paulsboro back on the 7th. Swing and a miss.
We'll get yours, let's go!
That was Copsetta's first career high school home run,
Come on, Joe!
which was the grand slam off of the Red Raiders in an 18-3 win. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Pearson. He got him. Strike 3, and he gets out of the jam. What would have been a 3-run home run turns into a scoreless frame. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Bottom of the first inning, Ben Hudson, the senior, getting the start here for Shawnee as he squares up versus the Rutgers commit, Tyler Wiltsey. He's been an excellent force for Shawnee now that Jackson Logar is out of the picture, as the first pitch is a slider down, 1-0. A 1.33 ERA in his swan song campaign, 35 strikeouts in 26 1/3 innings. A career ERA of 1.92 as a member of the Renegades. 2-0 to Wiltsey. Outside again, and he's having a little trouble here. 3-0. Hudson looking to avoid a 4-pitch walk, and he gets the benefit of the doubt there with a strike on the outside corner. Foul back, and the count is full. So he's starting to pick up on that fastball a little bit. He's got a good velocity fastball, but it seems like the off-speed mixes are slow enough so that it can fool a guy pretty well, but if you've got good plate discipline at the plate, then you might be less vulnerable to it. 3-2, Wiltsey pokes this one out towards second base. Kind of reached for it, and he gets the first out. So Uccello picks that one up, and there is one away. Let's take a look at that Audubon Green Wave starting 9, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. For the Green Wave, Tyler Wiltsey takes the shortstop spot and leading off, followed up by Charlie Copsetta in center field. Trent Bannell takes the right field spot, batting third. Joey Slavin Jr. is the pitcher, batting fourth. Ryan Zimmer is the catcher, batting fifth. Jack Dempsey is the second baseman, batting sixth, as there's a strike.
Stay there! Stay there, Hood!
7-8-9 for the Green Wave is Bryce Dempsey in left field, or excuse me, Jack Dempsey at second base in the 6th spot, Connor Chester at first base in the 7th spot, Bryce Dempsey in left, and Jason Stockley rounding out the order in the 9th spot. Sorry, we've been having a couple technical difficulties here in the first inning. Just trying to get everything on the laptop working. 1-2.
Good!
2-2. So Wiltsey worked the count full in his first at-bat. Now Charlie Copsetta also working the count here. Joey Slavin finished the first in 16 pitches. Hudson is already up to 10 in just the second at-bat. A couple of foul balls in each of them. Down by a hair. 3-2. Copsetta launches this one to right, but that's going to be caught on a line to pick an inning. And there's 2 away. Really not much you can do there as the batter. You got a good barrel on it. You got a good, crack of the bat. But if your guy is if your opponent is in the right place at the right time, you're kind of out of luck. Here's Trent Bannell. Shawnee calling their their outfield in a little bit, as Bannell is not a power hitter, as there's a strike. I mean, Audubon's been pretty unconventional with their lineups this year. Like Connor Chester might have the most raw power out of the guys, the younger guys in this order. He tries to lean into that one a little bit, 1-1. And even though he's got raw power, he's only batting 7th as the first baseman. And then you've got Jason Stocklin at the DH. I mean, defensively, I'd probably put Chester at the DH spot and then, put a guy like Gabe McCracken at first base or Josh Nolan. And then some other folks probably in that order as well. Because you've got Connor Chester there, but he brings you more value to the plate. He leaned into that. He leaned into that, but that's a hit by pitch. I mean, that's not right.
Chris, he's got to attempt to get out of the way.
So here's Joey Slavin.
I don't think he did that, but
They're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he definitely leaned into that. I don't know how they don't call him back for that. Here's Slavin. Cleanup man and pitcher for the Green Wave. There's a strike. And that could have big ramifications, though, because, you know, if they call him back, if they don't call him back for that hit by pitch, you know, I just don't think that's the right call. 0-1. Slavin pokes it foul. 0-2.
way ahead.
So that is the third hit by pitch of the inning. 2 for Audubon and 1 for Shawnee off of Ben Hudson. But the center fielder, Chris Aaron, said it perfectly. You have to attempt to get out of the way. You have to, even if it's an attempt that doesn't work, you still have to make some sort of effort, which is a largely discretionary call. You see some umpires that have called hitters back to the plate for hit by pitches like that, because if you just stand there and take it, they're going to bring you back. But that depends on the umpire. Slavin pokes this one in the right field. There's a base hit. Falls in front of Piccaninny. Bannell slams on the brakes and holds there. And a 2-out knock for Slavin Jr., the future Tiger. Makes it 2 on with 2 out. And Hudson in a little bit of trouble here. Don't forget, folks, this is game 1 of a DWB doubleheader. We'll travel down to Alcyon Park at 6 o'clock tonight for a tri-county matchup between the Overbrook Rams and the Pittman Panthers as the Panthers celebrate their senior night on DWB. Tune in from Alcyon Park for some excellent baseball under the lights. In fact, New Jersey baseball is blessed with baseball all over today. You've got this game going on right now. The Diamond Classic semifinals are at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock today. You could probably set up like a double monitor and watch both games, and then when those games are done at 6 o'clock, you get to watch some nighttime baseball on a beautiful day. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 to Zimmer, the catcher and number 5 hitter here for the Green Wave. Zimmer 15 for 65, 5 extra base hits, 231 average with a 308 slugging percentage, 1-2. And that number is actually a dip from last year. He had a 330 average, very respectable for a high school catcher. 1 triple, 6 doubles, 32 for 97 with 64 career RBIs. And Zimmer is probably your best bet for the 100 hit club, as he is at 89 going into today. 21 in his freshman year and 21 in his sophomore year, 32 as a junior, and now 15 as a senior. He's at 89. Did he go around? Appeal says no. There was a deep miscommunication there because the catcher, by rule, technically cannot request a appeal. He can ask the home plate umpire to ask the second base umpire, but the second base umpire doesn't have to answer the call to anyone. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. 2-2. And he waves at that one. Swing and a miss. So both teams leave 2 runners on, and Audubon gets a plunker and a hit by, a single by Joey Slavin to retire the side after that strikeout by Zimmer. 5 batters have been up for each side, and we're through 1, scoreless here in Audubon. New pitcher for the Green Wave, Nick Caladros coming in. Joey Slavin, I guess, just acting as an opener. He only pitched 1 inning, got a couple strikeouts, gave up 2 hit-by pitches, and now the first pitch goes to second base. Dempsey is there. Throw to first is barely in time. 1 away.
One down, let's go! Get the next one! Watch middle, Jack, watch middle. Right!
This one's popped up in the infield, and Wiltsey's got it. 2 away. Nick Caladros this year with the lowest ERA of any pitcher on the Green Wave team, a 0.49 mark.
Stay here, Jack. Fight, you guys, fight.
37 strikeouts, and he's probably been the biggest unsung hero of this Green Wave team this year, just because a lot of his work has gone in stride without many noticing. In fact, he is the only pitcher on the Green Wave to have a sub-1 ERA, and one of 2 to have a sub-2. The other one being Bryce Dempsey, who, again, has largely gone unnoticed in the scouting world, but he's probably going to Camden County College from the reports that we've heard, along with his twin brother, Jack. They'll be like the new Napoli brothers over at Camden County. There's a ground ball foul. Caladros, though, has had a steadily lower ERA every year. 3.73 in his freshman year, 2.62 as a sophomore, and in 78 career innings, he's right now sitting at 91 career strikeouts. So in this last week of the season, we very well could see some big milestones coming up for the Green Wave. Outside, 2-2, or rather 1-2, sorry.
Come on, Max.
So a 4-3 ground out and a pop up to the shortstop have put up 2 quick outs here in the top of the second as there's a foul ball.
That was a curveball. Let that right over the net.
For the 6th, 7th, and 8th hitters. So Kowal grounded out, Alex Tronoski popped up, and here's CJ Gosewich.
Come on, Joe.
Gosewich, the senior, 179 average, 5 for 28, 3 extra base hits, and 3 walks. Strike 3. Caladros, we were just talking about strikeouts. Now he's got career K number 92 for number 2. We go to the bottom of the second inning, no score here versus the Renegades. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Shawnee takes the field here in the bottom of the second inning. Green Wave and the Renegades are tied up 0-0 in the bottom of the second. You're watching coverage of Audubon Green Wave baseball right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That's outside. 1-0. Roberts, Aarons, and Piccaninny, 9-1 and 2, will lead us off in the third. to Jack Dempsey, the number 6 hitter. Strike called. 2-1 now. Dempsey, Connor Chester, and Bryce Dempsey set the bat 6, 7, and 8 for the Green Wave in the bottom of the second. Hudson just threw pitch number 30 on the night for him already. Green Wave, while they haven't played at any runs, have given him a little trouble here. It's really a miracle that we got this game started on time at all, because the Diamond Classic semifinal, Cherry Hill West versus Gloucester Catholic, that got pushed back to 1 o'clock. It was originally a 11 a.m. start time, but they pushed it back 2 hours. And now the Diamond Classic semifinals are competing with each other, where nobody's going to be able to watch both games at the same time unless you're watching the broadcast on BFA Sports. There's a swing on this. Hudson with strikeout number 2, and there's one away. Here's the freshman first baseman, Connor Chester. So it really makes a precarious situation. And obviously there's been a little controversy over why the games for the semifinals aren't being played at neutral sites like Rutgers Camden or Eastern Field, you know, something like that. But we spoke with Bill Gore, and you know, he's obviously been a little disgruntled by it with a lot of people, you know, going after him, because he is the organizer of the Diamond Classic and he's a good friend of ours. But you know, the concern is that if you play it at a neutral site, that's a lot more expenses that have to go into covering the tournament. And that involves, you've got your, you know, your medical staff, your site managers, security, you know, you've got a lot of different factors that have to be laid on the tournament organizer that wouldn't otherwise be a burden on them if the high schools with the higher seed are just hosting it. You know, you think about it this way, the neutral site for the state playoffs is only for the state final. The state semifinals are still played at a higher seed. That one's outside. Or it's a predetermined seed. So, like, for example, if Audubon wins the sectional championship, they would be home for the state semifinal on June 8th. And they would play the Central team, and then North 1 would be on the road versus North 2, because there are 2 different sectional groups for North Jersey just because of the population density up there. They've got a North 1 and a North 2, so that it's guaranteed that either a North Jersey team plays a South Jersey team, or that at the very least a North Jersey team plays a Central Jersey team in the final. Strike 3 right down the pipe. And Caladros goes down. 3 strikeouts in a row for Ben Hudson. And this brings up Bryce Dempsey. Excuse me, Caladros batting in the place of Chester. So here's Dempsey. Ball outside, 1-0. I guess they're, you know what I think they're doing is they're taking away that defense-only position, because they had Gabe McCracken at third as a defensive-only option. Count as 1-1. So what I think they did is they moved Caladros into the pitcher/DH spot and moved it to the 7 slot. Here's a pop-up shallow right field going over, and making the catch is Gosewich to retire the side. We go to the top of the third. We've been smooth sailing on the defensive side of the ball here for both sides. It's no score after 2. Here from Hank Greenberg. In Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Top of the third, Shawnee and Audubon scoreless. First pitch outside from Caladros, 1-0. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come true today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar, next to the 42 on-ramp. 1-1 from Caladros to Chase Roberts. He'll be followed up by Aarons and Matt Piccaninny in right field. 2-1. Slavin's line ended with 2 strikeouts and 2 hit by pitches, no hits allowed. And in fact, Audubon is still not allowed a hit as there's a fly ball. That's going to change. It's deep. It's back. It's going to drop. Dempsey couldn't get there. It ended up in deep left field, and that's a double for the 9-hitter Chase Roberts. I mean, I'm not crazy for thinking that was gone off the bat. I mean,
Literally, though, he hit it as you were saying, no hits.
yeah, I thought that ball was headed to Mount Ephraim, but wow, that was probably about 5 feet from the fence in left field. And a double for Roberts gives the Renegades their first hit of the night. As this brings up Aarons now, the center fielder. He grounded out to second base his first time. Swings at a cricket pitch, and it's 0-1. Took off a couple wickets there.
Let's get ahead, look ahead, guys, look ahead!
Speaking of cricket, I have friends that live in England, and
The Lennies, right?
yeah, one of the Lenny daughters, and her son just started cricket, and I'd never seen kids in cricket uniforms.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's European
Little League.
baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the cricket's been around for longer than baseball has, but the two games aren't directly related. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down to first, and that is the 4th strikeout combined by the team, and there's one away. So this brings up Matt Piccaninny now. But yeah, cricket is it's an inherently different game. Like the fielders wear helmets, the pitchers wear helmets, and the batters don't. But the thing is, the game's been around for longer, but the presumed founder of baseball, Abner Doubleday. Hold on, here's a fly ball to left that's going to drop for a hit. Dempsey's got trouble with it. Roberts scores, and it's an RBI single for Piccaninny. 1-0 Renegades. So Roberts comes around on the base hit by Piccaninny. And a 1-out knock puts Caladros in trouble with just his 6th earned run of the year. A double and a single. Down to Reed Ucello, and it's 0-1.
So yeah, the funny thing was that
Now, how old is the kid?
he's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, so that's like their version of T-ball,
Yeah,
basically.
but I had never seen anybody in cricket except for grown men.
Right.
So it was just the cutest thing to see them all, dressed up like our Little League kids,
Right.
just across the pond.
1-1. Throw back to first, not in time. Well, like the reason why that cricket is so popular in England and also places like India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan is that when England had those countries in Asia as colonies, they popularized the game there. Just like it's very common for you to see Japanese or South Korean baseball players because during the war or during the wars when Americans were stationed overseas in Japan and South Korea, you saw a lot of baseball being played by the Americans, and the native folks there picked it up and it became popular. But the way that sports spreads around the world, is always a very interesting story. You see, you really don't see a lot of overlap between cricket and baseball. You don't see like English or Pakistani, cricket prodigies going over and signing a minor league deal in MLB. You don't really see that.
No.
There's not a crossover there. Meanwhile, you see like basketball players from Europe signing in the NBA all the time. There's a foul ball and it's 1-1. But after the strikeout by Uccello, there's 2 away now for Scully. But yeah, you don't see a lot of overlap. But the thing is that cricket was a sport that kind of invented their own pitch clock before Major League Baseball did. Like, you know, they were like 50 or 60 years ahead of the schedule on that. Throw down to second base, not in time. A stolen base makes it 1-2. Because if you remember when, you know, cricket matches used to be like golf. Only the people that were really invested in it watched it because it was so long. It was like 2 or 3 days. Like a cricket match would take up an entire weekend. But then they introduced T20, which was basically cricket on a time limit. It shortened the game, and it made it so that the cricket game would be done in 2 hours, and it exploded in popularity in modern times, and it basically saved the sport. Ground ball out to third. McCracken has it. He throws it down to first, and it's in time. Youngster to youngster, they make the play across the horn, 5-3. Those are also terms that you do not hear in cricket. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Shawnee on the RBI single. Off the bat of Matt Piccinini. We'll be right back.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned, full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Bottom of the third inning here as Jason Stockland grabs the bat in the 9 spot as the DH. That one's a ball, 1-0. Stockland takes a strike, 1-1. Stockland, Wiltsey, and Copsetta batting in the 9, 1, and 2 spots for the Green Wave. Here in the bottom of the third. Stockland takes a strike, 1 and 2. Yeah, only in the past couple of weeks have they brought Stockland in as like this DH spot. I mean, usually you don't see DHs in the 9 position, but I think they're just trying to get, you know, that lineup filled out. There's a swing and a miss. Hudson got him down without issue. Strikeout number 4 for the senior. 1 away. Here's Tyler Wiltsey. He worked the count full in his last at-bat, but he poked out the second base to get the first out of the ball game. Audubon only with 1 home run as a collective team in a year where home runs have been up across the entire state. As here's a pop-up down the first base line going over, and he dropped it. Couldn't make it. Foul ball. I think Reed Uccello there was trying to ask, the ball hit the tree, but where those cones are down the left and right field lines, even though they are not physical boundaries, they are in play boundaries. They're basically, rule book boundaries. So where those cones are where the ball is in and out of play. So by all means, you could go into the shot put circle deep down the right field line, or you could go into the weird JV soccer field out in left field, and you could technically catch a ball there. But because the field is so open space, they have to set up those boundaries so that there's really you can't really catch a ball anywhere. It's a set field dimension. Wiltsey swings at that one. He's now 0 for 2 versus Hudson. The throw was wide, but he tags the bag in time. Almost had a precarious drop third strike situation, and there's 2 down. So after Wiltsey's retirement, here is Charlie Copsetta. Back-to-back Ks for Hudson. He's got 5 of them tonight. He's been red hot. Charlie Copsetta lined out to right to pick an inning his first time. Cop takes down.
Keep it up. Keep it up, buddy.
Oh, he called that a strike. Sorry. 0-1.
Yeah.
0-2. Copsetta, the Camden County commit, lined out to right his first time, but batting .321 with a homer, a triple, 3 doubles, and 18 RBIs, 17 for 53 with a .472 slugging percentage. And he just struck out the side. Ben Hudson with 6 strikeouts through 3. He's been red hot for the Baby Blue. It's 1-0 Renegades after 3. Top of the 4th inning, you can scan that QR code with your phone to subscribe to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting on YouTube. And while it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, it's not even an afternoon yet. It's still 11:40 a.m. and we are in the top of the 4th inning. Which you know what that means if you're a longtime viewer here at DWB. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is a trick question. What is the only Major League Baseball team to have all 162 games of their season nationally televised? Is it A, the Yankees, B, the Cubs, C, the Blue Jays, or D, the Red Sox? The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Lefty ahead of that one, and it's 1-1. Ben Hudson for Shawnee continued his dominant ways, striking out the side in the 3rd as he gets a piece of that one, 1-2. Hudson up to 51 pitches, though. After that first inning, he got 2 runners on, got a little bit of the first inning heebie-jeebies, but now he's settled in, and he's not going to let that pitch count be a problem, but it's probably unlikely, unless you have an incredibly quick 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, it's really unlikely that you get a complete game out of him. As a swing and a miss by Calandros. So Pearson makes it 1 away for Kowal now, the DH. Caladros with 3 strikeouts. The pitching staff has combined for 5 here through 3 1/3. As the lefty Kowal takes a strike, 0-1. That one is down, 1-1, skipped in there. Chase Kowal, the sophomore, batting .242, 8 for 33, 4 RBIs, but had his first career home run in a 5-1 win for Shawnee over GCIT in an out-of-conference game back in April, 2-1. Caladros up to 31 pitches here in his 3rd inning of work. Kowal pokes this one the other way. There's a base hit. Dempsey's got it. And a 1-out knock for the class of 26 lefty Kowal. Is going to bring us to the number 7 man, Alex Tronosky. Tronosky is senior, 7 for 32, 3 RBIs, and a .281 slugging percentage. And Shawnee with their 3rd hit of the afternoon. If you remember the last time that these two teams played last year, it was a 4-3 final. Shawnee walked it off. And home plate umpire was just having a discussion with Brian Anderson. And there's going to be a pinch runner. That's what I thought. But with Kowal being the DH, I'm not exactly sure what that was all about. But Kowal goes back to the dugout. And now running at first is Chase Montgomery. Or I'm sorry, number 15, Leighton Coughlin. This one is shoveled out towards left field. Going over Dempsey. He makes the catch on the run. A nice play to prevent extra bases. And there's 2 away. I don't think our camera or really any camera does that play justice, because he's running straight out of the box and makes a nice play on the run. You know, running catches are always difficult to make. Even if you're not sliding or diving for them, you've got to keep on your horse 100% of the way through. He never really let up. He just had to go right to the ball, and he made the play. So Tronosky's retired with Coughlin on first here as the pitch is down to CJ Gosevich. Shawnee with 1 run, 3 hits, no errors on either side in the field. We've had a pretty clean game so far. As that one, whew. Wow, that was 2-0. Somehow it's 2-0. Now this one's poked into center field. Copsetta going over. He dives, makes the catch. Copsetta makes the play in center field, side retired. A beautiful play by the center fielder and future Camden County Cougar. He'll be making plenty of those plays down in Blackwood. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0, Shawnee. Now this one's poked into center field. Copsetta going over. He dives, makes the catch. Copsetta makes the play in center field. Bottom of the 4th inning. That was that nice diving catch in center field by Charlie Copsetta. As we're in the bottom of the 4th, first pitch is a strike to Trent Bannell. Outside, 1-1. 3, 4, and 5. The golden meat for Audubon here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Bannell was controversially hit by a pitch in the bottom of the 1st inning. 1-2. Gets a piece of this one, grounds it out towards the catcher. He dives into first safely. He dove head first, and it almost looked like he took out the bag with him, but a bunt single as he tried to go above and beyond when it wasn't entirely necessary.
Oh, he still made it.
Yeah, he made it either way. So base hit for Bannell. He's reached base twice now. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is a trick one. What is the only Major League Baseball team to have all 162 of their games nationally televised? Is it A, the Yankees, B, the Cubs, C, the Blue Jays, or D, the Red Sox? Is a nice play over at second base by Gosewich. He's out number 1. Producer Donna, do you have an answer to this trick question?
Well, especially since you said it's trick, I'm going to say the Blue Jays because I think you're talking about nationally televised in Canada.
That is correct. The Toronto Blue Jays are the only Major League Baseball team to have all 162 of their games nationally televised. Now, this is because their TV provider Sportsnet, which partially owns the Blue Jays, is kind of like Canada's ESPN a little bit. So whether you're watching in Vancouver, Edmonton, Saskatoon or whatever, St. John's, wherever you're watching from, you'll be able to watch the Blue Jays in Canada as a national broadcast. So home or away, all 162 of their games are nationally televised, technically, which is why that's true. It feels like every Yankees game and every Red Sox game is nationally televised because of that Yankees-Red Sox Sunday night baseball stuff that they squeeze in every chance that they get, but
I would have guessed Yankees if you hadn't said it was a trick question.
it's a good point. 0-2. It's outside, 1-2. So a single and a 4-3. Trent Bannell at second base here for the Green Wave. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Slams the bat on the ground. Not happy with himself there. Strikeout number 7 for Hudson, and it comes to Zimmer, as he has gone down on strikes both times now for Jack Dempsey. I mean, Hudson's been rocking and rolling. I think Audubon probably just needs to play a little small ball here. Kind of pull a reverse Woodstown a little bit. There's a swing and a miss, 0-1. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey. Visit today 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. Oh, 1 is high. 1-1.
I just went to Garden State Pet Center yesterday.
Yes, you did.
They have very impressive selection and very helpful staff.
And that's why they are a premier sponsor of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. 1-1 pitch. Strike called 1-2. All of the commercials you see on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting are filmed, edited, recorded, and produced by me. It helps pay for our expenses and also goes towards my college fund. So if you're a small business owner and want to get in the advertising game, send us an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com for an inquiry. You can also see that email in the description of this YouTube video. Packages start for as low as $250 for 6 months. And of course, options vary depending on your needs. So we will fit what your business desires. And Ben Hudson right now is fitting what Shawnee desires. He's got 8 strikeouts through 4 innings as he strikes out Jack Dempsey to retire the side and leave that runner in scoring position for the Green Wave. We are already halfway through, and we've only been playing for 54 minutes. It's 1-0.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Top of the 5th inning. Shawnee got an RBI single in the top of the 3rd inning, but haven't gotten anything since, as the first pitch is, I don't know what that was called. Didn't show up on the scoreboard. That one, though, is for sure a strike. 1-1 is the count. For Shawnee, it'll be 9-1-2 again. Roberts, who doubled in the 3rd and scored that first run, to be followed up by Chris Ahrens and Matt Piccaninny. So the shortstop, the center fielder, and the right fielder, as that one's down. This is a absolutely beautiful day. I don't think I've seen many like it in my time. You've just got picture-perfect blue skies, a couple of clouds here and there, a very light breeze, but not, knock your hat off your head, kind of windy. Strike 3. Caladros with strikeout number 4. So he is, you heard it from Trent Bennell, he's got something rolling here. Back to the top of the order here for Ahrens. Caladros, after that strikeout, now up to 42 on his junior campaign.
Hey, go one step here, guys. Go one step here. 2-0.
Now, he's at 4 strikeouts tonight. He's had 1 in every inning, as there's a foul ball, every inning that he's pitched in. So with that number, he is at 95. So he is 5 away from 100 in his career. And then you've also got Ryan Zimmer, who's 11 hits away from 100 on his career. So in this final week of the regular season, you might see some milestone chasing here. This one splits the gap. Cupset has got trouble with it. Getting down to second base, getting up, standing. Gets a nice double in the left center field gap to give Shawnee another runner in scoring position here. It's not that Caladros has done anything wrong. He's thrown strikes. He's been consistent. I mean, that's what a pitcher with a 0.49 ERA should do. Just Shawnee's put the bat to the ball a couple times, and he hasn't really gotten any run support. It's kind of like, Nick Caladros is near the top of the world right now, but Ben Hudson is already at the summit. It's one of those situations where you've got two really good pitchers, but one pitcher being a slight bit better and a slight bit more effective is going to make all the difference. Swing and a miss, 0-2, very quickly here to pick an inning.
Way ahead, be smart! Way ahead here, too!
So after the double by Aarons, that one is down. And it's 1-2. Caladros up to 48 pitches here in this fifth inning. Hudson is at 64 as he's gone through 4 scoreless innings with 8 strikeouts. A very impressive number for him. And Hudson already reached his milestone this year. He picked up his 100th career strikeout versus Eastern in his last appearance on the 7th. Here's the ground ball. Dempsey's got it. Throw to first in time. 2 away. That does move Aarons to third. And now this will get Reed Uccello in there.
See this one here, Nick? Everybody ready, let's go!
That one is down. 1-0. One ball, no strikes from Caladros as a swing and a miss.
Everything blocked back there, Sam!
2 away in the top of the 5th for Uccello. That double by Chris Aarons was only the 4th hit of the afternoon for Shawnee. And they've gotten 1 run on the board, looking to make it 2. Seems like these Shawnee guys are just way ahead. I think they're used to Slavin. They've still kind of got Slavin's mindset in their heads, where he's throwing upper 80s, and Caladros is just a little bit slower, but even more effective. Little tapper out in front of the mound. He's got it. Underhand toss to first, and Shawnee is denied again. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. They leave a runner on, and we are flying by at the speed of light. It's 1-0 going to the bottom of the 5th.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Bug spray. I don't think I have any left.
Bug spray is sitting in the green table in the hallway.
I gotta bring it down then.
Yeah, and I got sunscreen. Would you rather have a spray or a cream?
Bottom of the 5th inning.
Middle? First, going middle, right? 8-9. Come on, honey!
7, 8, and 9 for the Green Wave. Caladros, Bryce Dempsey, and Jason Stockland. That's a swing and a miss. 0-1. Green Wave trail the Renegades 1-0 as we are right now at the 1 hour and 6 minute mark in the bottom of the 5th inning. Unbelievable pace for us tonight. And it's funny because I don't even have anywhere that I have to be until 4:30.
If you had somewhere to be, it would be the longest game.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had a couple scenarios this year where we had DWB doubleheaders that relied on the first game ending at, X or Y time, as it's 2-1. It worked the first time. The Diamond Classic, the Thank You Classic stuff with Haddon Township at Timber Creek, that was right down the road in Belmar. That's a 5-minute drive right there. So there's a strike, 2-2. And I joked, this was April 19th, I joked with the Audubon players, I said, if you can get this game done in under 2 hours, I'll be happy. And then they got it done in 1:36. It made my day.
And they won.
Yeah, and they won too. They beat Bordentown 4-3, and then we had Haddon Township at Timber Creek, which went on forever and was a 2-hour, 44-minute game. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Caladros. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Clapping it up down the third base side. That one's outside. Ball 4. Everybody on the top step there as Caladros gets a walk, as Hudson now pushed over 70 pitches. That was the first walk surrendered by Shawnee. Running at first is Tommy Quinn, and now Brian Anderson coming out here. Is he going to pull Ben Hudson? I didn't see anybody warming up in the pen. I think they're just talking it over, though. Hudson has made several starts this year, struck out 10 in a 5-inning shutout of Bayonne, which was probably his best appearance of the year. Had 6 innings and a 1-0 win over Bordentown, and struck out 4. And only allowed 1 earned run in a 6-0 loss to Eastern back on last Tuesday, or actually this Tuesday, May the 7th. So he only threw 4 innings, had 67 pitches, but then Kyle Batt and Tim Doherty, Sam Sacamano gave up the rest. Strike called on the bunt. And now Ryan Knoll coming out here. He is really not happy that the strike was called against Dempsey, and now the umpires are talking it over. I don't know if... Yeah, that's a strike called. 0-1. I don't know what the complaint was about from Knoll. That looked like a pretty straightforward call there. 0-1. Now he bunts again. This time, the ball's going to roll down the line. They collide, but it is a foul ball. 0-2.
High heat here. High heat.
Here we go. 0-2 to Dempsey. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 9 for Ben Hudson. 1 away. And here is Stockland now. He struck out swinging his first time. He's got to lay one down here, I think. I think if you just stand there with the bat on your shoulders, that's not a good look. The infield is playing on the corners as if he wants to bunt. Listen to this Audubon dugout, man. They are loud. They are loving it. And they are live. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Come on, Hood. Come on, Hood.
Hudson with 9 strikeouts through 4 1/3 innings. And another swing and a miss. 1-2. Stockland pretty far behind on that one as he's going to try to rebound here. 1 away, runner on, that being the pinch runner Tommy Quinn. And here we go. 1-2, got him, double digits. And just for the second time this year, Ben Hudson has reached double-digit strikeouts in a start, and in both times he did it in under 5 innings. We go back to the top for Wiltsey here. Hudson working fast. First pitch, curveball drops right in there, 0-1. Caladros walked to start the inning, and Tommy Quinn replaced him. Back-to-back strikeouts have really silenced Audubon's offense here. 0-1. Fastball in the outside corner, 1-1. Charlie Copsetta would follow here as one of the few lefties in the Audubon order who could probably platoon him a little bit. Looks like Shawnee's getting a guy loose, but he's only got a hoodie on, so he can't see who that is yet. Another curveball, same spot, same result, 1-2, as Hudson now at 80 pitches. At this point, definitely not finishing the game, but he might try to push it into the sixth, something that he's only done once this year. Wiltsey gets jammed, grounds this one over the mound, throw to first is in time, and Gosewicz, or rather Ahrens, takes care of it, side retired. Audubon is silenced after the leadoff walk. They get 2 strikeouts and a weak grounder over the middle to retire the side. We go to the sixth, 1-0, Renegades. Top of the sixth inning, Shawnee and Audubon have been deadlocked here for the longest time. They haven't really gotten any progress in either direction. Shawnee got an RBI single in the third and nothing since. Now they've got Scullion to be followed up by Pearson and Chase Kowal, 4, 5, and 6 for the Renegades in the sixth. As Ben Hudson finished off the fifth with 10 strikeouts and 81 pitches thrown so far tonight. As he has been attempting to go to distance, and remember with the 110 pitch limit for a 5-day span, he pitched on Tuesday and he got 4 innings of 67 pitches in as it's 1-1 to Scullion. So look, I mean, he's probably not finishing the game, I'll tell you that. We've got a lefty warming up in the pen for Shawnee. And that is number 21, Eli Goldberg. Popped up right field side. Chester's going to go over for it, but it is foul on the walnut, and it's 1-2. Goldberg only with 3 innings this year, 3 walks, 2 Ks, and 2.33 ERA. And he's only appeared in 1 game. That was Wednesday in a 29-1 win over Winslow. He has not ever really faced an opponent like Audubon. He's only faced those, kind of bottom of the barrel Olympic teams like Winslow. He struck, that's exactly where his only appearance came in. So he had 3 innings versus Winslow. Well, yeah, I guess they're going to put the trust in Goldberg, who doesn't have that much experience, but you're going to put him, for the first time in his career versus a above 500 team. That's pretty interesting. 1-2. Camden Catholic leads Woodstown 6-5 in the bottom of the 7th in the Lee Ware Classic. Outside. Pittman leads Clayton 3-0 in the 3rd. Now, Pittman is playing a doubleheader today. They went down to Clayton for a 10 a.m. game, and then they are going back to Alcyon for game 2 versus Overbrook. There's a swing and a miss. Caladros throws down to first, and there's number 96. One away. So yeah, with that 5th strikeout, he is at 96 strikeouts now, as this brings up Michael Pearson. Pearson was just a couple feet away from a 3-run homer in the first, but it was called foul. And he has kind of been on the short end of the stick tonight against the Green Wave. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. 1-0. So yeah, we'll be covering game 2 of that Pittman doubleheader. As we said, Cherry Hill West and Gloucester Catholic is a 1 p.m. start time in the semifinals of the Diamond Classic. And then along with that, Northern Burlington and Delsey is the 2 o'clock game. I mean, that's the crazy part of this Diamond Classic, is that going into the Elite 8, the quarterfinals, we had at least 3 Cinderella teams contending, as it's 3-1. You had Northern Burlington, Washington Township, and Delsey. I'm sorry, Lenape. Northern Burlington is in the semifinals and the Final Four as a 26 seed out of 32. They beat Cherokee in a game that we covered, and then they beat Pittman, a number 23 seed, and then they beat Kingsway. Those are not scrappy teams. Even Pittman as a 23 seed is pretty respectable. That's going to be a base hit in the left field by Pearson. He breaks the offer with a knock to right. And Mike Pearson knocks one into the right field side to break his bad luck tonight. Here is Chase Kowal. He also has a single to his name. First pitch to the lefty, Kowal. From Nick Caladros. 0-1. That one skips in. Now Zimmer recoils. Throw down to second is high. But Wiltsey uses the hops to hang onto it. And Pearson advances to second. 1-1. Don't forget the DWB schedule for our last week of the regular season after today. On Monday the 13th, we'll have West Deptford at Audubon. From here, 4 o'clock start. Swing and a miss. On Tuesday the 14th, will be Bishop Eustace and Cherry Hill West at 7 o'clock from Rutgers Camden. That'll be a fun game. 7 o'clock start time. 1-2. That one skips in. Zimmer traps it with the chest protector, and it's 2-2. Caladros right now at 69 pitches, trying to get to 70 at least during this at-bat. That skips in. 3-2. Ball danced around the feet of Kowal, but no hit by pitch there. 3-2. Wednesday will be Audubon and Haddon Heights. From Haddon Heights, we'll be covering that game. That's a 3:45 start time from 8th and High Street. And Senior Day is on the 16th versus Sterling. That'll be our last Audubon regular season game of my career that I know of. We don't know what the future holds in 2025, but there's a swing and a miss. Caladros with another strikeout. He's at 97 now. So here's Trubosky. Here on this beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful day. 62 degrees. Even feels better than that, honestly. As a fly ball, first pitch center field. Copsetta ranging to his left, and he makes the catch. Side retired. Charlie Copsetta reels it in and reels this inning to a close. We have been working real fast here from Audubon as Shawnee looks to get the final 6 outs and put the Green Wave to rest here on their home turf and look to make it 3-0 in head-to-head matchups. 1-0 Renegades.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
All right, bottom of the sixth inning here from Hank Greenberg Field. I was gonna say Pickaninny was giving us a little thumbs up in right field, but here we are. So he did hit his limit indeed, and we've got a new pitcher for the Renegades. That is Eli Goldberg, as that one is a strike called to Copsetta. 0-1. Copsetta fouls it back 0-2.
Chris, Scully knows. Yeah, all right.
0-2 count is down, 1-2. One ball, two strikes from the junior Goldberg. Right down the putt. No, wow. 9 out of 10 times I think that's a strike, but he didn't get it that time. 2-2. That's inside. 3-2. Two, 3, and 4 for the Green Wave, down by 1 in the sixth. Full count. And Goldberg with the payoff, lefty, fly ball hit out to center field. Straight up, Aaron's got it. One away. Audubon down to their final 5 outs now. Copsetta down to 0 for 3 on the night. Here's Trent Bannell. Probably the most vocal guy on this Green Wave team. He's reached base twice with a hit by pitch and a single. And the first pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. That's a high chopper to third. Pearson's got it, but it's foul. Don't forget, later tonight, DWB Baseball never sleeps. We've got a 6 o'clock night game between the Overbrook Rams and the Pittman Panthers from Alcyon Park. Going to be a fun one. Pittman is celebrating their senior night, so we'll get to see all those wonderful people down there. One of my favorite places to visit in South Jersey. 0-2. Strike 3. And now an 11 combined strikeouts between the Shawnee pitching staff. 10 for Hudson and 1 for Goldberg. Strikeout number 4 in his varsity career. Hudson ends his night with 10 Ks, 112 in his varsity career. And no pitcher warming up for Caladros yet. He might take over for Slavin in the second inning and then move all the way through the 7th. He might do a reverse or like a gentleman's complete game, basically. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's 0-1 to Slavin. Oh, 2. Goldberg is something else. He is just slicing through this order like they're not even there. 0-2. Oh, skipped it in. I jinxed him, I think, a little bit there. As we said, for the rest of the week, Sterling and Audubon on the 16th, as Audubon celebrates their senior day. And then on the 17th, we've got DWB feature softball between the Shawnee Renegades and the GCIT Cheetahs. So we'll get to see Shawnee baseball and Shawnee softball in the same week. 1-2, outfield shifted over a little bit, and that's a base hit. Fair ball, left field line. It just got into the corner. Slavin hangs onto it. Left fielder has some trouble with it in Gosewicz. But a knock for Slavin, his second of the night. And here is Zimmer now. Tying run is on base. Slavin is getting pinch run for here. Tommy Quinn's going to come back in. So Quinn, after taking over, is now the tying run. Here's the pitch to Zimmer. Strike 1.
Let's go, get the last one, we got 2.
0-1 pitch. 0-2. Shawnee looking for a dozen strikeouts across their pitching staff, and they'll be in a prime spot to shut it down in the 7th. Here's the pitch. High. 2-2. One ball, 2 strikes, tying run on. Fouled back. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. After the Zimmer foul ball, curveball misses high. Now it's 2-2. That one missed above the letters. No action from what I can see in the Green Wave bullpen. He's at 72 pitches, Caladros, after relieving Slavin as an opening option in the 2nd. And he's been rocking and rolling ever since. Zimmer takes a changeup, floats it down the line, but it's foul. And it's 2-2. Zimmer again staying alive. There's a foul ball. This is pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. I mean, these first couple batters have been pretty easy. Fly out to center, strike out, and a single by Slavin. Now he's trying to prevent another runner from getting on and move that tying run across. He got him! Zimmer with 3 strikeouts on the night, and Shawnee has locked this offense down. 12 strikeouts across both Hudson and Goldberg, and they've got a pitching staff of gold tonight. We go to the 7th. Audubon with one last chance to defend themselves and one last chance to attack. In the final frame, it's 1-0. Here in the top of the 7th, this broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. 95% of students pass their road test on the first try with Harper because of their 30 local instructors, who are local community leaders and teachers in the area. There's a ground ball, nice play by Wiltsey. The stretch goes away, and Audubon and Shawnee have been given their first error of the night. Audubon and Shawnee both had zeros in the E column. And now a ground ball to Wiltsey turns into an E6 as Caladros in a little trouble here to start the 7th. It'll be Dempsey, Caladros, and Bryce Dempsey here as Brian Anderson coming out to talk to the home plate umpire. Shawnee leads 1-0. Their pitching staff with 12 strikeouts, 10 from Hudson, 2 from Goldberg, as they're improved to 11-8 with a win, and Audubon would fall to 10-6 going into their final week with 2 home games, one versus West Effort, one versus Sterling. This is their last scheduled out-of-conference game of the season since they're out of the Diamond Classic, and this is the last one because they've got West Effort on Monday, Haddon Heights on Wednesday, and Sterling on Thursday. Woodstown just beat Camden Catholic 7-6 on a walk-off sacrifice fly by Brent Williams. Ridgewood and Ramapo are tied 0-0 in the 3rd. Pittman beat Clayton in game 1 of their doubleheader 7-0. Del Barton leads Randolph 1-0 in the 4th. Brick Memorial beat Manasquan in the Shore County tournament, or in the Shore Conference tournament, sorry. Metuchen just beat North Brunswick 8-2 to give Metuchen their 7th straight win as the 0-1. That one's high, 1-1. One and one. That game actually went to extra innings. Camden Catholic Woodstown 8 innings, the final from the Lee Ware Classic. Pop-up goes high on the netting on a bunt attempt, and it's 1-2. So after Gosewich reached on the error, Chase Roberts has been a thorn in the side of Audubon tonight. A double in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. He's only in his 3rd at-bat right now. And here's a 2-strike bunt down the line. He keeps it fair. Throw to first is in time, and it advances Gosewich to 2nd. So he does the job, and while he is retired, it does move the runner to 2nd to go back to the top of the order for Chris Ahrens here.
We got one. On gap, go to gap.
Ahrens also doubled in the 5th, but did not score. Audubon's only run allowed was in the 3rd on an RBI single by Shawnee off the bat of Mike Piccaninny. So either Ben Hudson or Piccaninny is your player of the game. I mean, Hudson struck out 10, went 5 innings, and Piccaninny 1 for 3. So it's probably Ben Hudson if Shawnee holds on to this one. But Audubon still has time to prove the doubters wrong. But as we said, Audubon has won 8 of their last 9 games. And as they're going into the final stretch, the final push, you've got a lot to play for. You're number 1 in the South Jersey Group 1 power points. Gloucester is right behind you, a team you beat by 5. You know, you want to guarantee yourself 4 home games at the end of the season. You don't want a repeat of last year with Buna being the consensus number 1 seed, and then you're lagging behind at number 2. You don't want that. You don't want that situation to fall into your hands.
Coming up, shooting 4 here. Let's go.
No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Whoa, he wavered at that one. The bat went one direction and the player went another. 2 down as Caladros picks up another strikeout. He's now at 98 in his career. Here's Piccaninny now, 1 for 3. He has Shawnee's only RBI. As we said, that was in the 3rd, and they've been lights out ever since. Shawnee 10-8 on the season. They've been 4-4 in their last 8 games. Is now a fly ball by Pickaninny is foul. 1-1. Shawnee has 5 regular season games left. 3 of those 5 on the road. They're at home versus Seneca, and then on the road versus Winslow and Cherry Hill West. They're at home to Camden Catholic on the 16th, and then on the road to Rancocas Valley on the 21st. So they and Audubon are both having their last non-conference game of the year. So both teams will go back to their respective clubhouses, and then they will have a strictly conference slate after this. Shawnee's got 5 games left. Audubon's got 3. But they've played a similar number of games. Audubon 14-6, they're at 20. Shawnee 10-8, they're at 18. 1-2. Pokes this one down the first base line. It is a foul ball. Caladros went to cover. Looked like Chester had it, but no cigar there. 1-2. Audubon's last chance is going to be in the bottom of the 7th inning. Or at least possibly their last chance. They've got 6, 7, and 8. Jack Dempsey, Nick Caladros, and Bryce Dempsey. Not the ideal 3 that you would want in that kind of situation, but that's going to go into center field. That's your insurance run. Here comes Gosowicz rounding. Copsetta winds up a throw. It's not in time. They get down to second base. That's an RBI. Pickaninny with both RBIs on the day. He's got 2. Shawnee's got 2. It's 2-0.
Tied for player of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Pickaninny and Hudson, they've been like Shaq and Kobe out there. One does one thing, one does the other, and they just cruise. It's excellent, man. It's excellent. Don't forget to tune in on June 1st, Saturday night, as we have our DWB football schedule reveal party. We'll have guests, coaches, players, and fans alike from all over South Jersey joining us in a wonderful celebration as we get set for a grueling and wonderfully grueling 8-week regular season starting on August 29th. It'll be a fun party. Downstairs, 2-0. So here is Reed Uccello now. He got hit by a pitch in the first, but struck out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats since. 2-1 now. That one is down. Strike called. He was ready to unbuckle his elbow guard, but he gets called back. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. With a runner on second, Shawnee got their insurance run and a swing and a miss. He's got to run down the first. The throw with a lollipop over, and it's in time. He didn't even run it out all the way through, but the side is retired. They're up by 2, going to the bottom of the 7th, and he just slammed his helmet down as well, kind of like Jake Siebert from last week. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Shawnee as they get their insurance run. All right, here we go. Shawnee and Audubon, 2-0 lead. As Shawnee got the insurance run that they wanted. First pitch to Jack Dempsey is a strike, 0-1. Audubon with a loss would fall to 14-7. Shawnee would improve to 11-8. As we said, both teams are playing their last non-conference game of the season. As there's a foul ball, 0-2. Audubon plays 3 games next week, 2 of them at home. We are covering all 3 Audubon games this next week. At home versus West Deptford on Monday, on the road at Haddon Heights on Wednesday, and at home versus Sterling on Thursday. Shawnee's got 5 games as well, 3 on the road, 2 at home. They close out the season versus Rancocas on the 21st. Nice play at short to take care of business. 1 away. So Chase Roberts gets the job done, and Jack Dempsey's retired now for Nick Caladros. Audubon with no runs on 3 hits, and 2 of them are from Joey Slavin. The other was a bunt single by Trent Bennell. And this is giving pretty strong vibes of what we saw last year. Shawnee was ahead, and then Audubon clawed their way back, but I think Shawnee's got this one this time. I mean, I don't know. You're facing the bottom of the order. Feels almost too good to be true from last year. It's 0-2. The pitch from Goldberg. Strike 3 on the outside corner, 2 away. Shawnee is planning their outfield celebrations. If they win their 11th game of the season, they would get to 3-0 all-time versus Audubon. And this would be the first time that it wouldn't be a 1-run game. Shawnee beat Audubon 5-4 in 2018 and 4-3 on a walk-off in 2023. This time, this same weekend last year. 0-1 to Bryce Dempsey, who could be the last call here. Outside, 1-1. I mean, this would be a heartbreaking loss for Audubon, but Shawnee is objectively, I think, the better team here. You know, you've got a Group 1 versus Group 4. That is always difficult to remedy as a Group 1, but Audubon's always been like this. They always play up to their competition. They'll play the bigger schools. They'll play the more talented schools, the schools with the Division I commits or whatever. They have always done that. They've always punched up. And sometimes they've made that impact. They beat Eustis this year. They beat Kingsway. But Shawnee just might be too tall of a task to handle. We're down to the last strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are wiped clean here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon as that one's inside. If the inning continues, Jason Stockland would be next. Full count. High and away, ball 4, so Audubon stays alive after all. They're actually going to have a pinch hitter here. Here's Lance Furness. A 2-out walk, and the first pitch to Furness is high, 1-0. The junior coming off the bench in the DH spot in the 9 position. 7 for 31, a .226 average, 1 extra base hit. With 8 RBIs as the strike is called, 1-1. Looking for a 1-2 punch of a shutout effort between Ben Hudson and Eli Goldberg. Here's the 1-1. And that one is high, 2-1. Curveball missed by just a couple of inches. But I think this is the right call here. Stockland was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. You try to get somebody fresh in there. But they're not lifting the bat off their shoulders. They're just letting them go by. But now we're down to the last strike again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Audubon looking to turn the tide. Strike three, right down the plate. And Shawnee takes care of business with a 3-hit shutout as a wonderful performance through the entire diamond tonight. Ben Hudson and Eli Goldberg combine on a 3-hit shutout. Last year's rendition ended in fireworks, and today it doesn't have the same flair, but it still brings the same excitement as Shawnee and Audubon turn less into chirping birds and more into calling birds. 2-0 Shawnee. They take care of business here from the Hank Greenberg Field. They improved to 11-8 on the campaign. As we said, for both teams, this was their final non-conference game, and this game ends a little bit tamer than the last one, and shockingly, for the first time, it's the first matchup between these two teams that did not end in a one-run game. 5-4 in 2018, 4-3 in 2023, and 2-0 tonight. The player of the game presented by Harper Driving School. We're actually going to have co-players of the game tonight because we can't decide. It's going to be, Matt Pickaninny and Ben Hudson. Ben Hudson went 5 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts and only 2 hits allowed, followed up by Pickaninny, who drove in both of Shawnee's runs. So they really felt like a 1-2 punch tonight. You know, Goldberg, in just his second varsity appearance, got the final 6 outs. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, they made the difference. And right now, I mean, that is really why I think it's just a tie for the player of the game, because you've got one guy who struck out 10 and then the other guy who drove in both runs. So one without the other, this result is entirely different, and that's why they're getting co-players of the game, brought to you by Harper Driving School. Stay tuned later tonight. In about 4 hours, we'll be leaving to go down to Pittman to cover Tri-County baseball under the lights between Overbrook and Pittman. It's a 6 o'clock start. Pittman senior night ceremonies will start at 5:45. And that'll be all for us today here on DWB. So if you choose not to stick around for Game 2, we'll see you guys on Monday with West Deptford and Audubon. But if you do, we'll see you at 6 o'clock tonight from Alcyon Park. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinators Brandon DeKegerland and Keely Coran, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, along with Brandon DeKegerland as well. My wonderful producer Donna Wilkins, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you either later tonight or on Monday, depending on your viewership choice. We'll see you later tonight from Alcyon Park. Have a good one, folks. I'm Dan Wilkins.